I'll be open and honest because I think it'll be a good scenario we can workshop for the listeners, is that, you know, you have your own business and you have your personal finance and investment properties, and it's very easy to get, mate, I've got a finance degree and you're not having enough, you're not following a budget, and you think because you're making this money and you're going to be a millionaire eventually that it's okay to put a budget in later on down the track. So, Matt, I would love to really just use me as a dummy to rip into. Where do people fuck up when it comes to doing a budget, and how can the average person and people that also have businesses
This is a good one. So people have been taught to absolutely unequivocally budget the wrong way. People that are so structured at home with all their different bank accounts, the wrong-footed investors with bindies in their feet that don't understand interest is calculated daily, and they've got 36 accounts, one for smile, one for cry, one for burp, one for fart, right? And they go, I'm a structured human being. No, you've got... Perception's reality. You got sold a gimmick that the perception of being in control of your money was 36 accounts. You know why? Google what's called fractional banking.
fractional banking?
Fractional banking means that when the bank receives a deposit of $100, it must retain 10. It can lend 90. The world economy is fake. So therefore, the more bank accounts they can tell you to have and the more money they can encourage you to sit in the more accounts, the more money they can lend in society and give it to your next door neighbour at a profit. You get 3, pay tax on it, they lend it at 6. People think that a budget means you eat mint 6 different ways, or you eat 2-minute noodles 6 different ways, and then on the 7th day you can have some takeaway, tight ass Tuesday at Domino's. A budget is literally a plan or a route. Yeah, it's the parameters you're playing. So for example, when you get out of bed today, you get dressed, you get ready, you've meditated, you've trained, you've had your black coffee and your green smoothie and your mocha chocolate, and you go to get in the car. Do you have a route to drive to work?
Yes.
Not a single human being on the planet gets up in the morning and goes, I don't know how to get to work. You know why? You'd be a dumb fuck. Okay, now let's relate that to budget. If you get out of bed in the morning and go to work and you don't have a budget, what is your financial route for the week? You don't have one, do you?
No.
No, I don't.
So I'm sorry to say you would be a dumb fuck. You don't get up in the morning without knowing the direction to take to work, or if there's an accident on what's one of the shittiest roads you always find an accident on, you travel on, guys? M2. If you know that, and get in the car, turn the radio on, the GPS goes accident on the M2 or breakdown, what are you going to do? Make a plan? Take a different route. In other words, my budget is my parameters. That's my route, day to day. What we need as human beings is, what do you need from Monday to Sunday? You need to feed yourself, and that's where most of our money goes, right? You got to feed yourself. You need to transport yourself to and from work, life, family, sport, social activity, and be a human being and get some interaction. So you need food, you need fuel, and then you probably want to have a little bit of fun. Now, unfortunately for most Aussie families, that's about $100 to $150 a week in alcohol. I see thousands of families a year. That's the number one thing that goes in. It's like food, and they're like, oh, grog. I'm like, how about food and fuel first? Let's feed the kids before we drink everything. You need to do the grocery shop, meal prep. The number one thing every Australian family that I can find $50 to $100 a week for every single person, unless you are the most unless your wallet is tighter than a fish's backside, like you open your wallet, it's like covered in dust, like you do not spend money, right? I find $50 to $100 a week, $2,500 to $5,000 on every family's statements that I've ever met in 23 years.
Wow.
Because we lie to ourselves. If I went through your statements, now if we pulled them out, I'll see sushi, I'll see coffee, I'll see this, I'll see that. Because we're so busy. It's actually quicker to meal prep on a Sunday night for 3 days and then meal prep on a Wednesday night for 3 days, and cheaper than it is to go and line up down the bottom of Barangaroo Tower when you have your wanky meeting on the harbour and wait 35 minutes to get your mocha chocolate latte and your sushi.
Yeah.
Because if you value your time and you understand your hourly rate, whether you're an employee or a business owner, that's dumb shit. But in an hour or two, you can prep 3 days worth of food for next to nothing. So if you want to do a budget and you're listening to this, guys, it starts with food, fuel and fun. When you wake up on Monday morning on your tap-taparoo so you don't feel like you're stuck in a zoo, what do you need? You need to grocery shop. You can do that online, by the way. You need to grocery shop. You need to eat. You need to get to and from work, life, sport, etc., social stuff. And you need to have a little bit of fun. Do you need any other money accessible to you from Monday to Sunday outside of that?
No.
Okay, so if you're a little bit CDO, which is OCD in alphabetical order, if you have a debt that's 6%, 7% per annum, does it not make sense to earn 6 or 7% by putting all your money in it and not having to pay it?
Yeah.
But what are we told to do? Get the lowest possible rate over the longest period of time because I'm saving money. You're not fucking saving money. You're paying more interest to the bank and maximizing profits. This goes back to we're not taught this shit. So what you need is, guys, what do you need from Monday to Sunday? By the way, gentlemen, if you're listening, date night. So yeah, food, fuel, fun, takeaway, date night. Yeah? Emotional bank account for the ladies. Yeah? Take your partner out. Like, we get so busy being busy. Like, go to the movies together, go to the bolo and have a palmy, have a pint, whatever. All right? Go for a picnic in the park. But give yourself some parameters to play in. And you'll fucking succeed. You watch how quick you make money. And watch how much stops leaking. Because I do this on the events, and people are like, I did this, this, and this, and I'm $3,000 ahead, but when I come to you, I thought I was broke.